What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you every single horror movie I own in my steelbook collection. Now keep in mind that a couple of days before Halloween, I'm going to do a separate video about my entire horror movie collection. Blu-rays, steelbooks, DVDs, whatever I can find, all in one video, separate video right before Halloween. But this is just about steelbooks. Now I even impressed myself because a couple of years ago, I was not a fan of the horror genre, but I started watching, I opened up my mind, I started baby steps with things that were not that scary, and I'm building up to scarier things. I'm still in the process of doing that, but I have over 40 titles on Steelbook. I think that's pretty impressive. Before I get started, if you are new here on my channel and not yet subscribed, but you love and adore physical media content, Blu-ray hunts, live chats about anything movies and entertainment, and also box office news, then hit the red subscribe down below, the like button, but most importantly, that little notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. So let's get started with Pet Sematary, one of my newest steelbook pickups at FYE. This was during my hunt with Tony and Dave. I really enjoyed the steelbook. I think it's bright, it's colorful with the blue. It's not a bright and colorful movie by any means, but I really enjoy this. I almost said the slipcover. The steelbook, I enjoy it. It does have the clear slipcover over it. It was about, I think, $16.99. Very reasonable, very cheap, and it is a Mondo steelbook, so that always means special to me. Another new steelbook, American Psycho. This is definitely one of the best steelbooks of this year. I'm going to show it off. I have to. Here we go. If you lift the slipcover, whoop, it's a different face, and on the back you have him and the hatchet. It's just really awesome. I wasn't planning on watching it this month, but I think I might have to just because of the steelbook and how awesome it really and truly is. If you collect steelbooks, you understand that, and you know what I mean. Okay, moving on to a movie that I have not watched yet. I'm sorry, Rob. I know you sent this to me, but it is The Conjuring. I'm not a fan of ghost movies whatsoever. They creep me out on another level. I can watch people getting killed in a slasher film all day long, but give me a ghost movie and I'm running for the hills. But this is a part of my collection. I have not gotten rid of it. I am going to watch it someday when I get the courage, but not right now. Not right now. Rob, I can't do it. Not right now. Not yet. Next up is Shutter Island. Not necessarily like horror, but this is more like psychological horror. It falls into the genre category a little bit. So here we go, Shutter Island. I was not the biggest fan of this movie, surprisingly enough, because it is Scorsese and it's Leo. I love them both. They usually work really well together. But there was something about this movie that just did not mesh with me. I'm not really sure what it was. I'll probably have to give it another rewatch just to exactly pinpoint where it went wrong for me. But it's like, okay. I was let down by it, but it's a great looking steelbook, I gotta be honest. Okay, so not every movie has to be super scary for it to be in the Halloween horror category, and this is proof right here of Corpse Bride. Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. I enjoyed the steelbook, the black and the blue. Its little skeleton is really cute. I don't know, I just enjoy it. It was a cute movie. I liked it. American Werewolf in London, one of the most coveted steelbooks, I believe, of last year. I dove for this between, I think, Rob and Tony at FYE last year when we went Blu-ray hunting. And I was like, yes, give me that American Werewolf in London steelbook. It's crazy looking. It's crazy looking, but I really enjoy it. I think it's one of the best ones from last year. So super happy that I picked that one up. Then we have The Thing from just a couple of months ago. Classic. Just rewatched it a few nights ago. It looks awesome on 4K. So if you have not picked this up yet, or even the 4K version with the slipcover, definitely I recommend. Pick this up. It looks awesome on 4K. All right, now we have A Quiet Place 1 and 2. So the first one is a Mondo steelbook. Absolutely cool, awesome with the lights. Let me take this off so you can just see it a little bit better. Got the red lights. There we go, going all around. I just thought that was an amazing, a good choice. Amazing choice for that steelbook. And then we have the sequel. I got to admit, it could have been better. It could have been a little bit more planned, better, thought out better for the cover artwork, but it's not horrible. It's not the worst thing in the world, but compared to the Mondo just looks so much better than this one. It is kind of simple, but I'll take it. I mean, the movie is awesome, so I recommend that one as well. Highly recommend. I'm working with a table situation, as you can see. Cross your fingers the steelbooks do not go toppling over, because then I would have a heart attack and die. Okay, moving on. We got some vampires with Blade. How can you go wrong with Blade? This is awesome. This I got for Christmas last year from Mama and Daddy Blu-ray. Excellent. Then we have The Birds, The Birds. Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Not your typical horror movie. More horror like WTF? Like, what's going on? Because you don't know why the birds are attacking everyone. And you never know. It's kind of just left up in the air, and it is what it is. But I recently watched this past year. I'm glad I did. I'm happy I picked up this steelbook and finally gave it a watch. Now, I don't know how people would put this next movie in what category. I personally put Jaws in the horror category because, my God, it's horrific. I wouldn't put every shark movie, and I'm not saying every monster movie is a horror movie, but for some reason, Jaws, to me, is a horror movie. Just the way the music and the atmosphere and everything wraps together, the way the three guys are alone in the ocean, that's horrific because you don't know what's going to happen to them. So all those elements combined makes it a horror movie for me. So I do have Jaws. But you've known that if you watch the channel, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. All right, next up. Beetlejuice. Pick this up at FYE. Whoa, one of the best steelbooks out there because of this. Michael Keaton. How can you go wrong with Beetlejuice? He's fantastic. This one is in my October watch pile, and I most recently picked it up, and that is Mandy. I didn't even realize Mandy was a horror movie until I was on Ken's Mid-Level Media's live stream. And he said it was a horror movie. And I was like, oh, okay. Then I'll put in my October to watch pile. So it's definitely in there. I already know it's going to be a little crazy and weird because Nicolas Cage is in it. So I have to prepare myself, but that's okay. He just does weird stuff all the time. Then we have another Tim Burton, Sleepy Hollow. Watched this one for the first time last year. I highly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. So I put it back into the October rewatch for this month. So I'm looking forward to watching that one again. Then we have Spiral. Have yet to watch this one because I'm trying to get through the Saw movies. I've only watched the first one. It's not going very well. I don't know. There's like a mind block against going past the first one, I think. Up next, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. This is in my watch pile for this month. I got this over a year ago and I still have not watched it, so I will. I will get to it. I promise. Pinky swear. Okay. This next one I got from Tony P as a gift, and that is Train to Busan. And a lot of people are saying great things about this movie. It's one of their favorite zombie movies, so I am looking forward. It is in my pile to watch this month. Everyone should have this one by now, and that's Hocus Pocus. If you don't have it on some kind of format, you're just crazy insane. You can pick it up so cheap on DVD or regular Blu-ray. You don't need the steelbook. However, that steelbook is pretty nice. It's not the book, unfortunately, the coveted book steelbook, but I will take this one as a second, as a runner-up. It's got the black cat, and I have a black cat. I need to cough. I'll be right back. Sorry about that little intermission, but I felt the cough coming on. I've been fighting a sickness, and I didn't want to start all over because this is very involved. So I figure, why not just cut, and we'll come back. So now let's continue on with the Rocky Horror Picture Show, one of my favorite musicals of all time. This steelbook is incredible. Tim Curry is incredible. One of the best soundtracks ever. If you have not seen it, if you do not own it, please get it. You really do not know what you are missing with that one. What would my steelbook collection be without these? Without these, the basis, okay? We got original Halloween. This one came out, or this particular steelbook came out, I believe 2 Septembers ago now. I like it. I know a lot of people don't really care for it. They think it's kind of plain. I enjoy it. I think it's great. We have Michael on the front, Laurie Strode on the back. I enjoy it. And then I found Halloween 2 randomly at an FYE that I went to at a considerably low price. So I scooped it up and snatched it because it was just too good to leave there, and I like it. You have the fire, and then the back you have Lori. She's hiding in the hospital, so that one I highly enjoy as well. I love both of them. I just love the franchise in general. It's probably my favorite. Even though I love Scream to death, I feel like Halloween is a more consistent franchise. So Halloween is my number one favorite. All right. Now this one I recently picked up on Tuesday. And that was the Friday the 13th 8-movie collection steelbook. I wasn't sure if I was going to pull the trigger on this, but I sacrificed a different steelbook. Didn't get it. Got this one instead. We have My Bloody Valentine. I'm saving this for February. I would normally put this in the October watch pile, but I'm saving it for Valentine's Day because why not? If you have not seen this movie, by God, it's cheesy goodness. Velveeta is running all over the place in this movie. It is so cheesy, but the steelbook is fantastic looking. It's kind of like a piece of art. It's one of my favorites. It's really good. Then we have Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, it took me a while to watch this, and then I did, and I was like, was it supposed to be scary? Because I was kind of laughing the entire time. I had a good time with it, but I have not seen any of the further ones because, honestly, I don't know if I'm that interested. I'm sure I will eventually, but not anytime soon. But steelbook, whatever. It was about $15 at Best Buy. Then you have the reboot, the remake, whatever the hell you want to call it. Let's just move on from this and not even talk about it. Up next, we have the Slumber Party Massacre. Ooh, I just love a great slasher movie with a bunch of stupid girls all put together and they get themselves into dumb situations because of their stupid choices that they're always making. I'm sure I'm going to love this one. It just looks like it's going to be high on my list. I have not watched it yet, but I will watch it this month. So there's that steelbook. Ooh, that one's kind of interesting on the back. That's good. All right. Now this one, I have 2 copies of Shaun of the Dead, and I'll tell you why. Because this one I picked up for very cheap, about $5 at Big Lots. Not the best cover artwork, but it was cheap. Then I saw this one at FYE about a year later for only $6.99. I said, yes, I'm going to pick that one up. Necessary, need to have it. All right, with this next one, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I know I'm going to get the moans and the groans, and Susan, it's not horror. It is vampire. So if it is vampires and werewolves, it technically goes into the horror genre, even though we know this is not a horror movie. It's like horror adjacent because of the vampires and the werewolves. Leave me alone. It was an impulse, guilty pleasure choice, okay? We all have those. All right. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. First watched this about a month ago, and I gotta say, I expected it to be a little bit more gory. I needed a little bit more blood. I expected a little bit more. I wasn't really interested until Leatherface finally came onto the screen like an hour in. Like it took forever to get there. Steelbook's basic. It's not bad. I believe it's on sale right now still for about $10 or $11.99. So if you're missing that one, you want to pick it up, go to Best Buy online. Now we have the It 4K Steelbook. That's a really good one. Original Ghostbusters, not the women version. I don't have the sequel, unfortunately. I don't have part 2. Just have the first one. Moving along with Saw. Great steelbook right there. Little Shop of Horrors. I was actually in this musical in high school, so I am personally attached to it. It is nostalgia. One of my favorite musicals. I absolutely love it. Always have a good time when I watch this. Great soundtrack as well. Then we have, okay, all right. I know I'm going to get judgment. Besides the Twilight, we have this one, okay? So I did not know how I felt about this one before I bought the steelbook because I bought the steelbook first. Then I watched the movie. I did not know what I was getting myself into when I bought this thing. I was like, oh, let me get it. I had an open mind. Okay. Now, Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, is the one that I really hate, and I will not watch that willingly again. You'll have to, like, tie me up to the chair, put my eyes like this. Then, if you force me to watch it, I guess I have to watch it. This one, I could watch it again. Not all the time, though. There's some scenes that I think are not necessary, that went way too far, but besides those particular scenes, it's not that horrible. I can kind of go with it, but it's not original Halloween. It's not on that level. It's It's not. Okay. Then we have Trick or Treat. Definitely going to put that into the pile to rewatch this month. And, of course, I have another version of, or I have, wait, hold on. 2 versions of Halloween 2018 because why not? I picked up this one first. And then this one I saw on sale at Target. Had to get it. Had to get it. It's a different cover, so you got to get it. That's when the sickness is real. Okay. My broken version steelbook of The Shining. There we go. This is what started my hatred with FYE. FYE and I were not on good terms. And then I got this steelbook. It all went to shit. It all went to shit when I opened this and it had a broken spine, and they knew that. They packaged it up to sell it, and I'm the lucky person that bought it. No, I never returned it. Whatever, I kept it. But since then, obviously, FYE have mended fences, so we're good now, but we were not good for a while. Okay, because the sickness is real, 2 versions of Psycho, or I should say 2 steelbooks of Psycho. They're both the same version. So we have this one that came out last year, and then this one that recently came out a few months ago. So there we go. I like them both. We got 3 more to go with Child's Play. A little bit of Child's Play in your life. You got to have Chucky. Recently watched this a couple of nights ago with my mom. She was kind of in and out of consciousness. I was watching like this and enjoying every minute of it. Talk about cheesy Velveeta goodness. Oh my God. Then, to end the collection, Friday the 13th, 1 and 2. Am I the only one that enjoys part 2 just a little bit more than the first one? Let me know down below in the comments. But here is the first one, Friday the 13th. There we go. Kill her, mommy. Kill her, mommy. That's classic. I got to do that every single time. Every single time I pull Friday the 13th Steelbook, I got to do the tagline. Then here is part 2. A little bit plain than the first part, but that is okay. The movie is better, and that is all that matters. So that is every single horror title that I own on Steelbook format. Let me know down below how many horror movies you have in your Steelbook collection. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time.